is melanin, and why is it so powerful?
Melanin is a molecule. And Dr. Sabi used to always tell me, you're always talking about melanin, but what you have to really look at is carbon. Carbon is the atom. It's like cosmic glue. You have other atoms or elements, but you basically have four major on the earth: oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, and carbon. You can put no more than four together: nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen. You can put part hydrogen, 2 parts of oxygen together, you have water. You can put 2 parts hydrogen, 2 parts oxygen together, and you have hydrogen peroxide. You can do the same thing with nitrogen, but you can't put no more than 4 atoms together to create anything. Once you introduce carbon, the black, once you introduce carbon, you create the millions and billions of molecules that exist. Carbon is the cosmic glue. It is the evidence of everything and all that exists. Because when you go outside, you look up into the heavens, what do you see? You see blackness. That's cosmic melanin. But the way in which it represents itself on the planet comes from the greenness in plants and basically the melanin that is in human beings and animals too. And so melanin is a molecule that becomes very important as it relates to life. That is why you have the carbon-14, nitrogen-14 dating. Because you can tell how old something is by the life of the carbon that's within that particular thing that you're looking at, the organism that you're looking at. So that carbon is the actual stuff of the cosmic universe. And if there is life outside, it's going to be black. So don't be bringing no Europeans down here as extraterrestrials, because they don't exist. When the spacemen come from outer space, they're going to be black or brown or melanated, because that's the stuff of the universe. Stars are known as nanodiamonds. Stars started off as dark matter being pushed in by dark energy, and is being pushed in, being pressured in. And when there is no more space inside of that teeny weeny nugget of blackness, it implodes. That becomes a star. Stars are crystallized blackness. When you're looking up in the heaven, blackness isn't in the stars. Stars came out of blackness. That's why people say erroneously that there's nothing faster than the speed of light. That's not true. Faster than the speed of light is the speed of darkness, because everywhere that speed travels, darkness is there before light got there. Make sense? Because it's right here. It's right in front of us to see. When you look up there, you see the stars. Those stars are crystallized blackness. Just like when you come down to Earth, diamonds are crystallized blackness. The fossil fuels and things that are in the Earth put under a lot of pressure, they crystallize into what we call diamonds. That's what humans are. That's why we are diamonds in the rough. We are forever put under pressure. This is why African Americans have to understand. And Africans of the diaspora, Africans on the continent have to understand that accept the pressure that you've been put under. Because Dr. King said that your character is shaped and created during times of controversy and conflict, not during times of comfort and convenience. Anybody can do the right thing when it's easy, but only a special person can do the right thing when it's hard. And that becomes very important for us to understand. And our ancestors in Egypt, in Kemet, had a symbol. It was a dung beetle called Kepra. And this dung beetle lived by eating dung of the cow. The dung beetle laid its eggs and put it in the cow dung and would roll it. And as it rolled, the baby dung beetles would break through the egg, would break through the dung to the light of day. And so the idea was, well, I'm going to say it so that we can understand what I'm saying. Like we say, I don't feel like eating this shit all day long. So it didn't, man, make me eat shit. But that saying came from Africa. Because what is defecation but the refuse of what everybody else has? It's your body is purging the refuse, things that it doesn't need, things that it doesn't want. It keeps the protein that it needs, but it purges through liquid or solid those things that it doesn't need. And so when you think of this idea of kepra and you think about life, you stop arguing about the bad times and you begin to understand, well, maybe those bad times are coming to me so that I can shape and perfect my character. Maybe that's the shit you have to eat to get to your higher level of ascension where you belong. And if you didn't go through that, you wouldn't be tested in order to come up there. Because remember, Dr. King said your character is shaped and developed during times of conflict and controversy, not during times of comfort and convenience. So when even the worst of things are coming at you, sometimes you can actually thank the Creator for sending those times to you to give you the opportunity to perfect your character. Instead of spending most of your time saying, why me? Well, why not you? Why not? It's you because it's you. It's not what happens to you that's important. It's what you do with what happens to you that's important. Because it's coming at you for a reason. My mother said, fair, Skip. It ain't about fair. Life ain't fair. Get over it. And I often thought about that. Because we're all looking for fairness. Come on, man. This is life. Life has this. We have cards that we've been dealt. You got to live your cards. You can't complain. You got to play your cards. That's life. And as a people, we did that. We did it very well. We did it historically. We have evidence of it constantly. And what the society realizes is that if black folk get themselves together, this is over for them. It's over. It's simply over for them. If we could get our children where they need to be. When you look at what Michael Jordan did in basketball, when you think about what Tiger Woods did in golf, and what the Williams sisters have done in tennis with all those young sisters that are coming up now, the other one the other day became the youngest tennis player to have an impressive record. They idolized the Williams sisters. The Williams sisters opened up a psychological door for young women. Tiger Woods opened up a psychological door for blacks in golf. Everybody has their own thing about him personally, but like I say, listen, I'm looking at his golf game. I'm not looking at his personal life. I don't care about his personal life. I'm looking at the golf game. The brother had a serious golf game. The other problem came up and messed with his head and messed up his golf game, but that's a whole nother situation altogether. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan changed the way basketball is played. And the same way that we can change basketball and golf and tennis, we can change the classroom when we teach our children and our people the truth. We can change the game. We can change the way we teach and learn. We can change the very structure of knowledge and wisdom to apply it with the spirit of Malcolm and Harriet Tubman. We can then take all this stuff to a whole nother level where no one can tell us that there's an achievement gap. There ain't no achievement gap, it's an opportunity gap. And by the way, peoples of European descent are not that smart. They cheat. Look at what they did here with the college thing. They cheat. You know, they're not that smart. But we've been so ingrained that they're so smart and we're not, even to the point where we tell each other in school when you're doing good, you say, oh, you acting white. I say, no, they're acting black. Because black is to act intelligent. But see, we are so busy with what they've put on our head that we actually believe that. They're not that intelligent. I've been around enough of them to know. They're not really that intelligent at all. I'm not saying that there are some that are brilliant. I respect their intelligence and I've learned from them. I'm saying they are not who they pretend to be. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not all that. And you got to look inside yourself to decide, what are you going to do with your life? And if you're going to be a 9-to-5er, you want to be that log, I still love you, but I ain't got time for you. I'm a swimmer, and I got to get away. You may go where that wave going to take you, but I'm going to use my body to get where I got to go. Okay, you want Popeye? Yes, Hotep family. I encourage you to look to Amazon for my new book. It's my second book, Spirituality Before Religions, and it explores spirituality before religions existed, and it goes from the very beginning of time, even before the beginning began, unto what we're experiencing today. So I encourage you to go to Amazon and download Spirituality Before Religions.